Well, you should talk to them about it. I mean, I didn't do it, and I wasn't involved in this. These are people that worked really hard on this. These are people that worked really hard on this. These are people that worked really hard.
The Republican-oppressed state of Florida recently passed new racist school curriculum, which indicates that students should be taught that enslaved people developed skills for personal benefit. This new curriculum clearly demonstrates the depravity of the Republican Party. What Republicans are trying to do in Florida is no different than if someone were to teach that Holocaust survivors benefited from the Holocaust, or if someone were to teach that the surviving family members of the September 11th terror attacks benefited from those attacks. Whenever I think that Republicans can't get any lower, they start to crawl deeper into the sewers. At a recent press conference, a reporter posed the question to Ron DeSantis about whether he believed there were beneficial aspects to slavery. And of course, DeSantis, being the evil little mini Trump that he is, refused to answer the question. And instead, he started going on a rant about how the curriculum is being misinterpreted.
Most robust standards in African American history, probably anywhere in the country. Anyone who reads that will see that it's very thorough, very factual. I wasn't involved in it, but I mean, these were scholars who put that together. It was not anything that was done politically. Well, you should talk to them about it. I mean, I didn't do it, and I wasn't involved in it. But I think what they're doing is I think that they're probably going to show some of the folks that eventually parlayed, being a blacksmith into doing things later in life. But the reality is all of that is rooted in whatever is factual. They listed everything out. And if you have any questions about it, just ask the Department of Education. You can talk about those folks. But I mean, these were scholars who put that together. It was not anything that was done politically.
There's no silver lining in freedom, in slavery.
Is GOP rival Tim Scott the only black Republican senator slamming the state of Florida for adopting new public school standards that teach how slaves develop skills, which in some instances could be applied for their personal benefit? It's a line of attack first launched by Vice President Harris.
They want to replace history with lies.
Another black Republican member of Congress, Florida's Byron Donalds, who endorsed former President Trump, has also criticized that portion of the new standards.
After being criticized by GOP State Representative Byron Donalds on the issue, DeSantis had this call to action for his Republican colleagues.
Floridians should stand up for Florida. Don't side with Kamala Harris and liberals who are demagoguing.
U.S. presidential candidate Senator Tim Scott had this criticism. There's no silver lining in slavery, adding, every person in our country and certainly running for president would appreciate that slavery had no benefits to enslaved people.
This is a very simple question to answer. Any normal person would simply say, no, there's nothing beneficial about slavery. Case closed, no controversy. Why is that so complicated for Republicans? The curriculum changes have also been challenged by Republican Representative Byron Donalds, who got into a back and forth with the DeSantis team over his stance on the matter. While Donalds said he expressed support for a vast majority of the new standards, he opposed the part that seemed to dignify the skills gained by slaves as a result of their enslavement. National black advocacy groups have also denounced the curriculum, as well as the country's largest black conservative organization. You know it's racist when even the black conservatives are calling it racist. A lot of black conservatives have built their entire careers on saying racism doesn't exist. So I suspect that this new Republican curriculum is probably a lot worse than what is currently being reported. Sometimes when new curriculum or initiatives are passed, sometimes it takes months or even years before the full scope of these measures can be fully understood. Vice President Kamala Harris also criticized Florida's new curriculum. I'm going to read a little bit of what Vice President Kamala Harris said. They dare to push propaganda to our children. Adults know what slavery really involved. It involved rape. It involved torture. It involved taking a baby from their mother. It involved some of the worst examples of depriving people of humanity in our world, she continued. So, in the context of that, how is it that anyone could suggest that in the midst of these atrocities, that there was any benefit to being subjected to this level of dehumanization?